All right, let's dive into something that's, well, pretty universal. Today, we're looking at a guide that, yeah, it's titled for husbands, but honestly, it has some incredibly powerful tools for anyone who wants to handle those tense moments in a relationship a little better. We're going to break down how you can turn a potential fight into a moment of real connection. So let's get into it.
I mean, this quote really hits home, right? It just captures that feeling perfectly. It can feel just like that, a sudden storm rolling in. And I think a lot of us can relate to that feeling. But here's the thing. The goal isn't just to brace for impact. It's about learning how to navigate that weather together. And that brings us perfectly to this idea of the unexpected emotional storm. It's such a great metaphor for those moments in a relationship that can totally catch you off guard. You know how it is. One minute you're just chilling, talking about dinner plans, and the next, boom, the whole vibe shifts and things are tense. It can feel so sudden, so overwhelming. But don't worry, that's what this is all about. This explainer is basically a practical toolkit, a roadmap to help you respond in a way that actually makes your bond stronger, not weaker. And here is that roadmap. It's a 5-step game plan designed to guide you right through that storm. Number 1, stay calm. Number 2, truly listen, and we'll get into what that really means. 3, avoid blame. 4, show love. And number 5, give space. Let's break each of these down. So let's kick things off with what is, you could argue, the most important step of all. And you know what? It's often the hardest one to pull off. Staying calm. This is the anchor that stops the whole situation from just spinning out of control. It's totally natural, right? It's human nature. When someone's angry with us, our defenses just shoot up. We want to argue our point, we want to defend ourselves, maybe even push back a little. But reacting with more fire? Well, it's like pouring gasoline on a bonfire. The real power move is to consciously choose a different path. Now, what I love about this is how simple and practical these actions are. This isn't about just bottling up your own feelings. Not at all. It's about managing your reaction. Just taking a deep breath, consciously keeping your voice soft. These little things send a huge signal to your partner. They say, I'm here, I'm not a threat, we're safe. It's a sign of real emotional maturity.
So once you've set that calm foundation, you've created the perfect space for the next tool. And oh man, is it a powerful one. Truly listening. And this is so much more than just staying quiet while the other person talks.
This is the key insight you have to get. Anger is often what they call a secondary emotion. It's just the tip of the iceberg. Underneath the water, there could be hurt or frustration or even fear. So by letting your partner really speak their mind without jumping in, you're giving those deeper feelings a chance to come out. You're not just hearing the words, you're listening for the emotion behind them. And this slide just illustrates the difference perfectly. It's night and day, right? On the left, you've got these phrases that just dismiss and invalidate feelings. I mean, has telling someone to calm down ever actually worked? But look at the right side. Those phrases are all about validation. I understand why you feel this way. That doesn't mean you agree. It just means I see a reality and I accept it. It's a total game changer. And right there, that's the payoff. See, the goal isn't to win the argument. The goal is to deepen the connection. When your partner feels truly heard and validated, you'll find that the anger itself often just deflates. It gets replaced by a feeling of, okay, we're on the same team again.
That focus on being a team leads us straight into step number 3, avoiding the blame game. This is the exact point where so many conversations just go completely off the rails and turn into a battle.
I'm going to repeat that because it is so incredibly important. The goal is not to win. In a relationship, if one person wins an argument, the relationship itself usually loses. You have to shift your entire mindset from me versus you to us versus the problem. That shift is everything. So what does that look like in the moment? It means you have to just strike phrases like "it's your fault" from your vocabulary. Even if you think you're 100% right, pointing fingers is only going to escalate things. Instead, you have to pivot. Pivot towards comfort, pivot towards understanding, and pivot towards finding a solution you can both get behind.
Okay, so we've covered a lot about what you say, or maybe what you don't say. Now let's shift gears and talk about what you can do. These last 2 steps are all about tangible actions that show you care. showing love, and knowing when to give a little space. You know, sometimes when emotions are running really high, words just don't work. They fail. And that's where these small, physical gestures can speak volumes. A gentle touch on the hand, a warm hug. These things communicate care and support without a single word. They just cut right through the noise and remind your partner that, hey, we're still connected. The love is still there. Now, sometimes the best action you can take is no action at all. And it is so critical to understand the difference between giving respectful space and just stonewalling or giving the silent treatment. Giving space is an act of trust. It's you saying, I see you're overwhelmed. I trust you to process this. I'll be right here when you're ready. It's not avoidance. It's a patient, loving pause. And this is where you really have to be tuned into your partner. You have to read the room. Recognizing when they just need a minute to breathe is a huge sign of respect. If you try to push for a solution right away when they're totally overwhelmed, it can seriously backfire. Giving that space lets the emotions cool down, which makes a real, constructive conversation possible later on. So as we bring all of this together, it's really important that we reframe how we think about these moments. An argument or a conflict, it's not a sign that your relationship is failing. Actually, it can be an opportunity. This quote really gets to the heart of it all, doesn't it? If you can hold on to this perspective during a tough moment, it can change everything. The storm will pass. The whole point is to make sure your connection is still standing when it does, and maybe, just maybe, it's even a little bit stronger. Ultimately, every single couple faces these storms. It's not about trying to avoid them forever. It's about learning how to navigate them with skill and with grace. When you choose to respond with calm and empathy instead of defensiveness, you're not just putting out a fire. You are actively building a foundation of trust, safety, and resilience for a happier, stronger relationship. And so we'll leave you with this final thought to take with you. Just look back at those 5 steps we talked about. Which one of those really stands out to you? What is one small thing you can consciously try to practice this week to actively strengthen your connection? Not just in tense moments, but every single day. Thanks for watching.